going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is Hasan. I'm broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today's a very special day. That's right. I am live. I'm alive, and I hope everyone is having a fantastic one. We have an incredible show for you here today, and some of you might be thinking to yourselves, oh my God, why is it a very special day today, Hasan? Is it because we're on YouTube right now? Is that the reason why it's a very special day, Hasan? Is that what's going on? Is it a very special day because you can see subtitles in real time underneath me, which is pretty crazy, huh? Is that the real reason why it's a special day? Is that the real reason why it's a special day, ladies and gentlemen? Because a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, it's 61 degrees and there are things happening all around the world, things happening everywhere. Is that the reason? Because you're on freaking YouTube. Is that why? Is that why it's a special day? Now you might be thinking those are the reasons, but the real reason. Let's go. Let's know. Let me tell you what the real reason is. It's this. It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It's freaking Friday. You already know what it is. You already know what's happening. I don't want to fucking play this too loudly because I don't know what kind of copyright restrictions exist on this goddamn platform, but it's freaking Friday, and you already know what's up. You already know what's going on. You already know what it is. Our forefathers fought long and hard and super savvily with blood, sweat, and tears to make sure that you got a goddamn weekend, okay? And that's what we celebrate on Fridays with the immaculate vibes, regardless of what the world may throw our way. So you can feel a sense of purpose, a sense of autonomy in your life. It's freaking Friday. It's fucked up Friday. It's fuck a fans mom Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. You already know what it is. And you already know what's up. We're live. We're alive, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. All right. Anyway, don't want to get fucking clapped for copyright and stuff. I have to be very careful about what's going on here. I have to be very careful with what I normally do because I don't know how this stuff works at all. Hopefully, I don't actually touch on any landmines or anything like that. We got, we got a lot of people in here today. We got a lot of people watching currently. I think it's around like 34K. Not bad for a first YouTube stream in general. But you get a warning in your dashboard. Wait, who is Hasanabi? How is Hasanabi writing to me, Hasanabi? You will get a warning in your dashboard, I think, if you get a copyright warning. Okay, good to know. Okay, that's got to be Austinox, right? Wait, what the hell? How do I... Okay, this chat is like hard to... This chat is hard to work, but... I'm going to try to work it. I'm going to try to work it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try to work it to the best of my ability regardless. Okay, first YouTube stream. It's not actually my first YouTube stream. I've done some YouTube streams in the past, but that was way back in the day. Very different time. Editor Omegalol. Okay. Yeah, I've been hacked already. So we're live. We're alive. And obviously, some of you might be wondering why. Wait. No, did I just realized I linked my freaking Twitch stream on my... God damn it. I just realized on my Instagram story, I linked my freaking Twitch stream in the Click Me Now post. God, I'm so stupid. God, well, to be fair, I've never done this before, so... Oh my God. It's like second nature, dude. I've been doing this every single day for so long, right? I've been doing this every single day for so long that it's basically muscle memory at this point. God damn, son. How did I do that? How did I mess that up? All right, hold on. I'm going to do another upload. I'm going to do, because this is a big one, because a lot of people are like unfamiliar. Ads is crazy. Are there ads running? Do you get ads? Wait, is there a way to avoid ads here on YouTube? Is there a way to get you guys to not see ads by subscribing? Is that like a thing? I don't know, because I don't know how to set any of this stuff up. I am so I'm so oblivious to everything. Okay. I can say whatever I want. Really, you can get ad blocker, right? I don't think YouTube is going to ban me for saying that. Twitch will, Twitch gave me a lot of problems, but hopefully they're skippable. But also, I haven't set up membership, but I will figure that out eventually. And hopefully, we'll do some membership stuff on here as well, just as a contingency plan, considering that, I wouldn't say my days. Wait, hold on. I wouldn't say my days on Twitch are numbered, but it's good to be safe. It's good to have a contingency plan in general. And some of you might be wondering why I'm even talking about a contingency plan, but click here to watch on YouTube. Wow. Feels weird. It feels weird. It feels like almost dirty, if that makes sense. Like it's something that I'm so used to. It's something that I've done so much. It's something that I've done every day that it's basically second nature. I don't even think about it when I'm doing it. You know what I mean? So it's a very, very odd situation. Like, I know a lot of people have been begging me to multi-stream on this platform because some of y'all have Twitch blocked, I guess, at your workplaces, and you want to watch me on YouTube and stuff. And we haphazardly put this together. I will say, shout out to March for pushing me in this direction, because I was not going to go live today. Because for those of you who don't know, I got banned. Yesterday, I got banned. Also, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I don't normally push for subscribers. I don't normally push for subscriptions. I don't normally push for subscribers on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, for the most part, is basically a place where I like to hold, some of the best and most important news stories of the day. Some of the most important news stories of the day, I usually will upload to my YouTube channel, and I've never actually done like a full-blown live stream like this on YouTube as an exclusive YouTube stream in general. Back in the day, before I started streaming on Twitch, I had actually attempted to live stream on YouTube for a little bit as well. But yeah, tell chat to like the stream so it boosts you in the algorithm. Yeah, please like the stream. Please subscribe to the broadcast. I will also set up memberships as well in the future, so we can figure out how to work around this as well. It turns out like Candace Owens getting 60K and getting more than 60K on YouTube wasn't that big of a deal. I didn't even realize that like 63K viewers before I even get started is it's pretty nutty. Before I even blast it off is pretty nutty. Are you allowed to stream on YouTube when banned? I can do whatever I want, because there's no exclusivity contract with Twitch anymore. Because remember, I stopped running ads, right? But before I get to the questions, this is part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news, about what's going on in the world of Hasan Piker. And of course, last night I ended the broadcast to shoot another banger episode of the Fear and Podcast, everyone's favorite podcast. Many of you might know, many of you might not know, but I was doing this podcast with the Crash Dummies. Crash Dummies boys were in town. We got them on. And 75K? What is going on, dude? There's no way. There's no way that there's... Okay, they must be botting, right? Because I can't tell... like with the current chat moving, because the YouTube live streaming numbers are not something I'm used to. Something I'm familiar with at all. But I know that there was like 20K people waiting, more than 20K people waiting when I first went live. And yes, for the record, or maybe all the fucking YouTubers are finally coming in because they've been really wanting me to try to stream on this website. And they're like, please become a YouTube live streamer. What if from this day on, I just never go back to Twitch? I just become a YouTube live streamer. I only bought it 10K viewers. The rest is authentic. Really funny, chatter. Really funny. So I can't tell how fast the chat is supposed to be moving because unfortunately we don't have Chatterino on YouTube as far as I know. And because we don't have Chatterino and because like the problem is I know everything about Twitch, okay? I know the ins and outs of Twitch streaming. I don't know the ins and outs of YouTube live streaming at all. I don't understand it. I don't it just feels strange. It feels different to me. So like even the way that the chat moves on YouTube is very different than the way the chat moves on Twitch. So even judging by how fast the chat is moving currently, and it's actually on slow mode if I'm not mistaken right now, it kind of freaks me out. Like I can't tell if there's like a crap ton of people in here right now. Blastoise just texted me, said, "Bro, I think your YouTube numbers are legit. I had normie college friends asking why you're on YouTube now. Haha, good shit, bucko." You can chat on slow mo so it's not as crazy. Yeah, we've already reached 100K before I even blasted off. So maybe everyone that keeps telling me that I'm supposed to be a YouTube chatter or a YouTube streamer was right all along, and I was just like foolishly deciding not to do that. Maybe there is like a lot of adults on YouTube that have been waiting for me to go on YouTube in general. We're almost at 100K before I even started live streaming. I mean, this is before I even blasted off. This is the craziest experience of all time. What the hell is going on right now? Anyway, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what happened, okay? So, on January 28th, 2026, I was covering another news story, as always, that somehow tied back ICE's military occupation on American cities, specifically in Minneapolis, to Israel's military occupation of the West Bank and in Gaza. And this is something that I've talked about quite frequently, a concept known as imperial boomerang. The violence that we dish out over there ends up coming back to the home front, to the home territory, to the domestic front, and is used on American citizens. And in the process of this coverage, and I'm going to play you a video of the 2-minute and 30-second incident. In the process of this coverage, I used certain terms that Twitch had made a violation of the terms of service a year prior. Let's take a look at the video.
The man in our footage is wearing a similar outfit to what Preddy was wearing on the day he was killed. What appears to be a gun is also visible above his waistband.
What's more likely is that they filmed his fucking face and they put him on a watch list. As Ken Klippenstein reports in his exclusive, Sparta, Reaper, and Grapevine track protesters and their friends, plus others, ICE's secret watch list of Americans. We have a nice little database, and now you're considered a domestic terrorist. A masked federal agent taunted a protester filming him in Maine last week. How do I open up super chats? How do I do any of that stuff? I don't know. How do we... Is it easier to read than Twitch? I think Ludwig has made some plugins made to YouTube chat to mimic Twitch chat. Might be worth asking him about. My coworker Ludwig. I don't know how to do super chats and all this other stuff. I don't know if it's like GG's too late for this stream, maybe next stream. But no user card. I don't think you have super chats on. You need to register. You need to register for super chats. Yeah, my coworker Ludwig, coworker Wig. Switch the chat from top chat to live chat. And there's a drop down arrow so you can see all chat messages. Oh, I wasn't even on live chat. I was on top chat. That's why it was so slow. God damn, I'm such a freaking boomer, man. Streamers that stream on this platform, please message me and tell me how to do all this stuff. I have no idea how to do any of this stuff. Oh, this is too fast. This is too fast. This is too fast. Okay, now I have no idea how to make sense of any of this. Okay, in any case, let's get back to it. I'm going to, oh my God, this is impossible to comprehend. Okay. As I was saying, I'll just talk about this stuff and then I'll talk about my band and then I'll get to all this other stuff in a second because there's probably a lot of people that are in here just now. There's a lot of people that are in here currently that I suspect want to hear about what took place and why I'm live streaming here instead of live streaming on Twitch as I normally would. As I was saying, on January 28th, I was covering an article from my friend, investigative reporter Ken Klippenstein, about ICE making a list of anyone who films them. This was about Alex Peretti. I was talking about Alex Peretti's assassination. Prior to this commentary, I had talked about how Israel and ICE's tactics are very similar to one another. This had offended the sensibilities of a lot of people who are pro-Israel, people who are anti-ICE, but were very pro-Israel. A lot of liberals who are anti-ICE but pro-Israel got very mad at me on Twitter, as many of you know. This article also showed something very important, though, that the relationship between ICE and Israel was far more consequential than even the way that I had presented it. Let's take a look. Remember this video? We've covered videos like this on numerous occasions on this broadcast where ICE agents will walk up to counter-protesters, will walk up to protesters and film them in their faces and go, smile, you're on fucking camera, you're on a watch list now. Department of Homeland Security spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin's response was firm. There is no database of domestic terrorists run by ICE. There's just one problem. She's lying. 2 senior national security officials tell me that there are more than a dozen secret and obscure watch lists that Homeland Security and the FBI are using to track protesters, both anti-ICE and pro-Palestinian. This is another big suck my dick to all the fucking Israel dick riders out there, you fucking rabid ultra-Zionist pigs. You fucking run around going, oh my God, Israel first, Israel first. Why are you tying this back to Palestine? Because this is precisely the fucking same shit. Okay? That's it. That is the reason why I got banned. That is the reason why I ate a fat 7-day ban on Twitch. Okay? You might not have even picked up on what the reason was, but that was it. How crazy. This line right here. Rabid ultra-Zionist pigs. Now, one might ask the question, why rabid ultra-Zionist pigs is even a banned term? Unfortunately for all of us, the ADL last year was looking for any and every opportunity to apply pressure for the last 2 years, as a matter of fact, post-October 7. The ADL was trying to apply as much pressure as possible on Twitch because I was the Apartheid Defense League's #1 op. They cynically smeared me as an anti-Semite over and over again, even though I'm basically the strongest last remaining soldier combating anti-Semitism on the internet, pretty much, especially at my size. They kept cynically smearing me as an anti-Semite. It didn't work. Obviously, the adults that, work in media were like, this is ridiculous. We've seen Hasan's work in this field. We know he's not an anti-Semite. It doesn't work with Democratic Party politicians in general, especially ones that aren't, directly in the pocket of Israel, unlike Richie Torres, who also participated in this ADL-backed smear campaign. But in the process of trying to make things as difficult as possible, when you were engaging in commentary about Israel's violent desires and Israel's genocide, ADL was able to successfully enforce a new terms of service violation. This happened last year. The Apartheid Defense League got Twitch to make Zionist a protected identity. This is precisely the reason why on this platform, on Twitch, you can say someone is a Nazi pig. On the platform, you could say someone is a Democrat pig. Someone is a Republican pig. You can say someone is an Islamist pig. but you cannot say Zionist pig on Twitch. As a matter of fact, I've said all of those things on the platform. I use terminology such as that with regular frequency because I don't use slurs. I try to avoid hate speech, and that's precisely the reason why, with regular frequency, I will call someone an animal, a donkey, a dog, a pig, things of that nature. But of course, the ADL offered this new form of suppression, and Twitch played ball. And the reason why they played ball is because the ADL still has a lot of institutional motion. I will, however, say this is in spite of the endless amounts of enmity that Twitch has received. So, all things considered, I think most other corporations would have probably dropped me a long time ago, especially with advertiser pressure, especially with the insane amount of stalkers that have been doing a one-man Gamergate, working in tandem with the ADL, working in tandem with like pro-Israel politicians in general. I think most companies would have dropped my ass a long time ago. So I will still say that in spite of this infraction, Twitch, I think, when it matters the most, has at least allowed me to continue streaming. Okay? And that's what I care about. That's what I care about the most, to be able to continue my commentary. Okay? A lot of my naysayers, a lot of my haters that have tried to make my life a living hell, make the lives of so many other content creators on the platform who are pro-Palestinian, their lives a living hell, routinely suppressing their speech, routinely deplatforming them to limited success, taking away their revenue streams in general. They do this because they can get away with it. And that is part of the reason why there are a lot of people who are shy about speaking out against Israel, even though many people at this point agree that Israel is a violent entity that is committing a genocide. And not only is it a violent entity built around a violent ideology known as Zionism, which is a Jewish ethno-religious supremacist ideology that is exterminationist in principle and is routinely exterminating and engaging in ethnic cleansing in both the West Bank, which is an apartheid occupation, and in Gaza, where there is a genocide. Okay? This is no longer a controversial matter. And I've been saying this far before most people actually came on board with this concept. Most people understood this concept. So, of course, I'm not going to stop saying that. I'm not deterred at all. These kinds of setbacks don't actually stop me from speaking on these issues. As long as I have an opportunity to speak in front of people, as long as I can still continue speaking truth to power, offering a voice to the voiceless, I am going to be able to do that. I'm going to continue doing that no matter what these groups do. Okay? That's it. It's that simple. And you should do the same. You should remember that we have the numbers. I know that it feels scary at times when you see people like myself get humiliated, tarred and feathered by sometimes straight up pedophiles. In many circumstances, straight up people with sex assault charges, things like that. People who are really gross individuals. And you see that, and you see the stalking, and you see the harassment, and it deters you. It stops you from speaking out. But the reason why they do all of that, not just to people like myself, but to people like yourself as well, kind-hearted, empathetic individuals who care about others, the reason why they want to make you feel like a stranger in your own community, to make you feel as though there aren't other people who have that exact same opinion, is because they're terrified of the numbers that you and I represent. There are more of us than there are of them. So when stuff like this happens, you just got to fucking eat it. It's just a minor setback. You just got to continue. It'll blow over. You're just going to keep doing what you must do. Do not be deterred. Do not be fearful. Do not be afraid of speaking truth to power no matter what. Okay? That's it. And I'm going to continue doing that till the day I die. Now, that's one aspect of the Twitch ban. To me, we will look back at this in a couple months and treat it in the same way that we did the cracker ban. Manufactured hysteria, manufactured outrage, if you recall, caused Twitch to offer me a 7-day ban for anti-white racism because I called someone a cracker-ass bitch. Years later, at an official Twitch-sponsored event at TwitchCon, I was making fun of that cracker ban alongside, the Twitch CEO. This will be seen in the same way. And what's so insincere about this is that regardless of all the naysayers who are doing victory laps currently, everyone knows it's bullshit. The ADL knows it's bullshit. Twitch knows it's bullshit. You and I know it's bullshit. If I'm going to be as charitable as I possibly can, I would go so far as to say the only people that don't think this is bullshit, that like, oh, Hasan, finally, he got banned. He got a 7-day ban. He got a 7-day ban. Oh, it's here. The only people that are entertaining the seriousness of this ban are those who are fucking hysterical. They're insane people. And I'm sick and tired. I am sick and tired of having to deal with other people's madness, with other people's insanity. Why do we, as a society, have to be constantly at the mercy of some of the most psychotic, mouth-breathing, zero IQ fucking losers? Why? I say no more. I say no more. So, sure, I got banned for 7 days. I appealed it. There's an appeals process. There's a new appeals process. They reduced it. Okay? I'll be back on Twitch eventually. I'm already, not even your biggest haters are saying that they want you banned, but this is a really fucking stupid reason to. Well, maybe I've only seen people like Los Pollos. This asshole, who I gave a W to just yesterday because apparently he was, apparently he was actually fundraising for communities impacted by ICE. I want you to understand something, though. I want you to understand something. The clip I'm about to show you is another peer of mine. This is another content creator in this space. Think about how fucking racist this shit is. This was his reaction to me getting banned last night.
What's good, chat? What's good, chat? You know what the funniest part is, bro? You know what the funniest part is? All someone said to me, literally, I got a DM. The terrorist is banned. So immediately I knew what they were talking about. Which is the sad part. Is that...
It's the sad part.
That's what people call him, but... yeah. I don't know. But I mean, he'll be unbanned. He'll be unbanned. Within, I mean, who knows? What's...
Like, there should be an environment of shame. There should be at least a little bit of social stigma. Calling a Muslim pro-Palestinian Twitch streamer a terrorist like this just rolls off the tongue. This is exactly what I've had to deal with for the past 2 fucking years. Now, many of these guys have the audacity to still turn around and say, oh, I love free Palestine, bro. I don't fuck with that kind of stuff at all. Right? I'll show you another version of this in a second. Okay? But these guys for the last 2, almost 3 years now, endlessly has fucking smeared every single pro-Palestinian content creator, many of which are Muslim or Arab, as terrorists over and over again. Okay? Over and over again with no checks whatsoever. I want to show you this inconsistency because, like, people will try to say I'm a bad person. People will try to say I have crazy ideas, you know? I say wild things. But a lot of people don't see the other side of this at all. A lot of people don't understand that if you are in any way, shape, or form pro-Palestine, especially if you're Arab, I'm not Arab, I'm Turkish, or Muslim, you are constantly eating this shit, and you're expected to eat this shit on a daily basis. Have some fucking shame, man. It rolls off your tongue so easy. Same with Ethan Klein. Same with even Asmongold. And there is no one around them that goes, hey, bro, don't do that. That's kind of fucked up, don't you think? And there is no institutional control around this either. So on the one hand, anti-Semitism, which is a real bigotry, is not only treated with baby gloves, but beyond the baby gloves, it's cynically deployed against people such as myself, even though I'm someone who has combated anti-Semitism and will continue to do so. But it will be cynically deployed against people who have the audacity to speak out against Israel. But then there is no such institutional control or institutional stigma applied to Islamophobia. It's ridiculous, man. It is so fucking ridiculous. It's so frustrating that people are constantly expected to just eat it. Okay? You just have to eat it. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to sit there and you just have to watch all of these other people who are your peers who will probably be welcomed back to the spaces that you go to after calling you a fucking terrorist over and over again. It's insane to me. Now, I don't want fucking, revenge or anything off Los Pollos. I think he's a dumbass. And I think he's pretty funny. Okay? I think he's a very funny guy. I think he's a little misguided. Okay? Let's just put it that way. Maybe you don't feel that way, but I feel that way. There are far more cynical, far more sinister people in this space that we're in that work tirelessly to make this a more toxic space for others. Myself included, but certainly for a lot of people who have similar opinions to people like me that want to make this a better place for those who often get left behind in these conversations. Okay? I'm sick and tired of having to eat it, though. I can't be solo tanking this shit all the goddamn time. So if you're in the audiences of all of these people, you can check them. You can check them. You can be like, hey, man, I don't think that's appropriate to say. Okay? We got to get a little bit better. We got to get a little bit better with the way that we treat other people. Okay? Now, having said that, I'm going to blast off. Okay? I'm going to blast off. I haven't done so yet. And there's already 100,000 people in here watching, it seems. I mean, the number keeps swinging wildly. Maybe people are tuning in to see what is up and then tuning out. I don't really know how this stuff works at all. I'm learning on the fly. Many people probably don't learn on the fly when they start streaming on YouTube for the first time ever. Now, this is one aspect of, my ban. My ban is utterly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. It's going to be all right. And, we will recover. It's not that big of a deal. I can tank this kind of shit. But there is an inconsistency that I must mention here. Because you saw the silly ass reason why I got banned on Twitch. Okay? Twitch has banned myself for my comments on ICE tracking Alex Peretti. Hasan Piker has been banned for 7 days using the phrase rabid ultra-Zionist pigs directed at people defending the use of watch lists to track anti-Israel protesters in the U.S. The same lists are now being used to track anti-ICE protesters like Alex Peretti, as revealed in King Klippenstein's reporting yesterday. Twitch's hateful conduct policy states the term Zionist may not be used to attack individuals on the basis of their background or their religious belief. It also states using the term to refer to a political movement, whether in a supportive or critical way, does not violate our hateful conduct policy. Now, of course, even though it technically doesn't violate the hateful conduct policy because it's a criticism of an ideology, an ideological movement, because Zionism is a protected group. If you say Zionist, insert whatever, animal, it's still considered a violation of the terms of service. I went through the appeals process as well. I'll be back on Monday.